Hello, Gabrielle Pullen here with an iRest for the Pisces new moon, March 2nd, 2022. Let me set a bit of context before we start the meditation. So Pisces new moon is said to be a fortunate alignment between Jupiter and the other planets that expands unique opportunity for personal, material, and spiritual growth. Now this comes at a time when the world is at war and we need to pay attention. So how can these aspects be used to clear turbulent emotions personally that get in the way of serenity, peace, and happiness? Because after all, we are the people who make up the world. So if there is trouble in the world, is there some shadow that is a turbulence of emotions that needs to be cleared, that will facilitate a world in which we are not so continuously at odds with each other? So how can these aspects of the new moon, which is a time for initiating new intentions, help clear turbulent emotions? This is a process of emotional clearing. It's a process of bringing into awareness and sensation the extremes of human experience in service of opening to a broader perspective. What is better for all? What promotes calm, serenity, openness, generosity, and safety? Let your emotions serve you, not control you. So let us begin. We begin with body sensing, which invites us to truly feel our bodies, not as a preconceived form with a distinct center and periphery, but as pure sensation. Doing this invokes and evokes sensory access to the subtler vibration of your being, to an unlimited expanse of consciousness. The perception of awareness without boundary. Perhaps it is unified consciousness. I don't claim to know. I simply invite you to go on this journey with me and experience for yourself what you discover. So hopefully you're comfortable, warm, you have time undisturbed, and you're lying down with bolsters under your legs to help put yourself in a space, in a time, in a place where you feel completely supported physically. And you can completely let go of any need to hold or brace, just releasing as you inhale and exhale, to allow your body to be fully supported by the surface underneath you. Attending for a moment to the sensation of breathing in, feeling how the air floods through your nostrils and can flow freely into your lungs if you release and relax the muscles of the face and the nose and the throat. Attending now to the exhale, noticing there, if you exhale through the nose, You can feel the sensation of the air coming out through the throat, through the nose. Perhaps a sense of coolness as it exits. And breathe a few times with the intention of making the exhale perhaps slightly longer than the inhale, which slows your blood pressure and your heart rate and helps the nervous system revisit the calming functions, the restorative functions of processes and hormones that help release and renew for better health, better digestion, better relaxation. Sensing into the mouth, feel the weight of the tongue, the space between the roof of the mouth and the tongue. Notice sensation around the eyes, the sensation of the eyes themselves. Any coolness on the skin of the forehead, any tingling anywhere. Just being open to sensation on the top of the head, allowing yourself to enter into a deep state of relaxation. Concentrate your awareness on your neck, scanning into the shoulders, the arms, the hands. Feel the quality of sensation. Is there a heaviness? Is there a warmth? Just note whatever comes into awareness. Feeling deepening, expanding into the chest, the entire expanse of the back, the belly. No judgment, no need to fix, no goal. Just releasing any tension that is superficial. Allowing yourself to enter into a healthy state of deep restfulness. Opening now to the expansion of awareness to each and every cell. Sensations of aliveness expressed as vibration. Concentrate awareness on the well-being of the lungs, moving to the heart, moving to the gut, the entire length of the digestive tract, each with a unique kind of cell, a unique kind of intelligence. Going deeper and deeper into the microcosm of one cell, enhancing health as you relax any tension and release awareness into sensation. Expanding awareness to include the well-being of all organs and tissues. And now concentrating awareness on the pelvis, the feeling of sensation throughout the bones and the muscles that surround the pelvis. Sensing into the dantian, that center of mass that is your center of gravity, but also a powerful chakra that grounds us and that helps us be open to a shared reality where there is enough for all. Sensing now the thighs, the knees, the lower legs, releasing into the sensation of ankles and feet, allowing a sense of relaxation that gets deeper and deeper. To access a state of health and rejuvenation. Release any pressure, any need, any agenda. As if curious, to simply sense hands and feet, and then drifting into a whole body awareness. Sensing any vibration, any tingling or sensation on the surface of your skin or within your cells. Open now to sound, expanding into the release of all struggling or striving, or extending yourself to hear and welcome what comes all by itself. Noticing you cannot close your ears, but you can release tension, which allows sound to come to you more freely. And release into your body to discover the restfulness of taking refuge from doing. Resting in receptivity. Being one with this moment as it is, in silence, in ambient sound, in sensation. Revisit again the sensation of the breath coming and going. Noticing it comes and goes. You can trust your body breathes. Setting aside any efforting, any part of you that has been holding it together. And release into being taken care of by the inner aliveness that directs your body to breathe, whether you are awake or not. Allowing things to be exactly as they are, being receptive to the knowing that the sun rises and sets and the moon goes through its phases without any intervention from you. And with this welcome understanding that the universe proceeds apace, whether we will or no, could you make yourself welcome in this same way. Attending now to the body, bringing into awareness any place where you feel heavy, where you feel grounded and deeply able to just feel the weight of yourself. And could you now imagine a time when you felt you were light, as if floating? Perhaps you were floating on a raft in the water, in a pool, or a clear stream. Bring to mind, bring to body the sensation of wafting, of drifting, of the incredible lightness of being. And now expand awareness to include the heaviness and the lightness, as if you could expand in 360 degrees all at once, to include heaviness and lightness as extremes of experience, and find yourself somehow in between, so that the one perhaps is on the left and the other is perhaps on the right. But the consciousness that is your awareness is somehow able to expand from this central place of physical sensation to encompass all that is. Now stepping into the emotions to clear space for a new world within, as within, so without. Bring to mind a time when perhaps, have you ever become irate because some cardboard from the neighbor's property wafted onto your property because the wind was high? Or maybe the garbage was dumped overnight and strewn all over, and you felt a knot in the belly, visiting now that awareness of the memory and how it feels to constrict, concentrating your focus on the sensation and not judging it, but allowing it in and noting whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, which doesn't necessarily mean good or bad. It just implies a preference. And releasing that to consider the broader perspective, which is surrounding emotions and how they can serve you. If you look for the emotion that feels better than whatever else you're dealing with, that is an expansion of consciousness, an expansion of awareness that allows new responses in. even those of us who have sought to be a better person than we have been in times gone by, bump into those places within ourselves where there's a frustration. There's a sense of the shadow of negative emotion. Could you just for a moment make these welcome, these emotions, as if you were at a crossroads where you had created an inn for the visit of people far and wide, and you never knew what you would get. Could you be open and welcome to any visitor that comes in? And imagine that this thing with this that has happened before, that puts you at odds with someone, it happened again and again. And that at some point you reached the place of wanting vengeance spontaneously, not even realizing you've thought about such things. And could you allow in the sensation of the desire for reparations for harm done? Notice if it manifests more on one side of yourself than the other. Is there a location in your body, or a location in terms of direction, that it seems to weigh heaviest or constrain or constrict the most? Notice if it feels like it has momentum that is fueled by thought and emotion and thought and emotion. Notice if it's a thought and a feeling that you would like to fuel and make a decision now to stop that attention. For where the mind goes, energy flows. And step out of that for a moment and just notice yourself as if you could be present to yourself lying here doing this iRest meditation with the intention of creating space for calm, for serenity, for a balanced and grounded response to life. And now, remember a time perhaps where you felt in the presence of people who made you welcome, and where you were free and comfortable and felt safe, and as if you had no concern whatsoever about subsistence, or there was nothing you had to do or say or be. There was a sense of enoughness, and spaciousness to be yourself. And from that broader perspective, bring attention to the concentrated focus of the sensations you feel in your body, location, qualities of sensation or vibration or color or light. Expansiveness, ease of breathing. Note the quality of sensation around the lips. Where do smiles begin? Inside or out? And drifting into a more neutral place for a moment, breathing in, breathing out. Resting in consciousness. And now feel the center of yourself and imagine directing awareness to expand in all directions from this central place of yourself. And invite in and make welcome the sensation of vengefulness, of irritation, of a need to stop, to halt, to prevent, to get back, and expand to include a sense of welcome, of the incredible lightness of being free to be open and safe and having enough as physical sensation in the body. Both at the same time. Notice shapes. Differentiate any minute qualities, textures. And note also, there have been times when you were at odds with someone, and if you think way back to previous hurts that you have let go of, remember the ones where you cannot even recall what happened exactly. Remember, if ever there was a moment when you met someone again that you had previously been at odds with, and there was a spontaneous willingness to just release all grief and woe and all blame and shame, and just spontaneously be in relationship with this person without any reference or need to reignite the past, just a feeling of being able to be in relationship with no agenda from a broader perspective. One that knows love is unconditional willingness to respect the dignity of all. And in this process, be willing to accept wherever your attention takes you. But if it's guided by this focus of awareness, concentrate on the aspect of being hurt by someone who blames you, who condemns you, who threatens you, who is cruel in their words or their actions, and allowing this feeling, this response that your body has viscerally. Notice where it clutches you or grabs you. Notice where it feels dense or hard. Can you be willing to make the emotions welcome so that you can use the energy from them in other ways? So that you can release them from being bound in your body in ways that prevent circulation and inhibit the flow of nutrients and ease and breath and serenity. Your choice. Notice that you can opt out of choice and continue to have the same thoughts and the same feelings arise, and they arise and again. Time may pass, but situations seem to just keep cropping up where they arise again and again, unless maybe you decide, enough. I've had enough. And direct your attention now to a different choice. A choice that is aware of the consciousness that is vaster than this one incident or this series of exchanges or this one relationship. Concentrate attention on those forgived and the feeling it brings in the body. Is there really a right or wrong? Is it better to say forgived than forgiven? Just notice that there is a concrete right or wrong in the physical plane, but in the broader perspective, are we not all as free to be as silly as we like, as good or as cruel as we like? And which do you choose to embrace, to release into? And lastly, expanding awareness to notice that each and every one of us holds this ability to be cruel and to be kind, to hate and to love. So how can we condemn others for that which we all possess? And breathing deeply as you exhale resistance, open your awareness to make welcome both of these simultaneously. Reaching for the ability to make welcome the condemnation of others, and reaching to make welcome the ability to look beyond the physical irritations to a broader perspective that can embrace all the colors, all the shades, all the possible responses, understanding that often the perceived hurt is born out of the actions of another who has perceived hurt, and that person is quite possibly someone who has perceived hurt from someone before them, and that all we do when we perpetuate the system is pass it on down the line. And what do you choose to pass on down that line instead? And staying in the middle as you expand awareness in 360 degrees or all around to encompass that all of these are a part of the human experience for all of us. And that the irony is that we all desire the same things ultimately. Safety, welcome, happiness, dignity, respect, fun, happiness, security, enjoyment, pleasure. Ultimately, we all desire friendship and to be made welcome, to be made to feel we are respected and loved and made much of and celebrated. And the last part of the shadow that is the deepest and the most universal is this Can you extend this welcome, the sense of dignity and respect and caring to yourself, as well as to everyone else, all at the same time? And another part of this practice, this process, this way of living, is to close with an intention born of the resolve of all that you have experienced in this moment, that you bring forward into the week, into the month, into this time between this new moon and the next full moon, where everything comes to fruition. An intention that is of any nature that draws you. Noticing that the subconscious and the I am presence, the broader perspective, does not respond to negative statements. Therefore, set your intention, your mantra, into something that will allow you to be a bigger person, a better person. One who walks with unwavering focus on holding a space for the highest good for all. And in these last few moments, bring your attention again to your physical body, just scanning the sensations you now feel. Note any tingling, any vibration, any enjoyment of being pure sensation. Any parts of yourself that feel more open or lighter. And as always, note the breath, because how easily your breathing comes is a reflection of your emotional state. And when you're ready, bring your attention back to your fingers and toes and the space around you, and come back to your normal waking awareness, leaving the memory of this lucid dream present in the background of your mind so that you can access your intention at any time going forward. And thank you for your attention and the use of your awareness in ways that can improve not just your happiness, but the happiness of humanity globally. For more of these, stay connected at thetraumareleasemethod.com. and may peace prevail.